You know, so far my time with Pokemon Legends has been pretty good. In fact, I would even say this battle system in some ways is leagues better than what we have had in past Pokemon mainline games. Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to my first impressions video for Pokemon Legends Arceus. In this video, I'm going to tell you my initial thoughts on the game, which could change later when I do the review of the game. If you want that review, make sure you subscribe and have that notification bell on for the upload. So Pokemon Legends on first glance really doesn't look like anything special. In fact, the opposite. When we first saw the gameplay reveal at the first trailer for the game, it looked pretty bad and people weren't really too happy with it. Now keep in mind, at that point we didn't get the full gameplay breakdown that we had over all the trailers that we got for this game, so it makes a lot of sense why we didn't like it. Well, some of us, I'm sure there were people who liked it. When you add the graphics that till this day on the current release of the game are still super janky, especially in docked mode, you can see why the reactions to the game were lukewarm. But so far, I'm having fun with the game. Pokemon Legends is a game that the Pokemon franchise needed. It needed to change, it needed something different than the same old gameplay. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu did change things up for sure, but I don't think it was the right change to do. It didn't sort of click with the fan base at all. I'm not saying those games were bad, but they weren't the right games to click with the fan base, and I think this game really has clicked with the fan base, at least on the gameplay side of the game. Not so much the graphics. Pokemon Legends, graphics aside, is what I personally was imagining back when I played Pokemon for the first time with Pokemon Red, which started a long line of choices of only fire Pokemon for the starters, which I did in this game as well. I mean, I have a Cyndaquil animation for my show, you know I was gonna pick this one. But anyways, the combat system lets you use different attack styles, both agile and strong attacks. Similar to the ATB system in Final Fantasy games, in the top right corner, the order of your enemies and your turns will be placed. Now, if you use the agile move, you can have 2 turns in a row, or later in the match, you can also use 2 turns in a row. Strong moves, however, does what the title suggests, it makes them stronger. Now, this does come with a drawback, because now your enemy can use 2 attacks in a row, and if you're facing the right Pokemon, especially those bigger Pokemon, they will kill you. Now, to use these attacks, you have to master them, or you can talk to an NPC to help you master these moves. In my gameplay so far, my preferred way has been to just battle Pokemon, because that way you can get EXP and use the cash at the end of each run of the exploration for potions, outfits, and so on. And in doing this, I realized while playing the game that this combat system adds to the gameplay loop of Pokemon Legends. While I was trying to master these moves, I was crossing off goals off a checklist that the game set for me. Now, these goals can be defeated by defeating a certain amount of Pokemon, let's just say Pikachu. If you defeat Pikachu a certain amount of times, or you catch Pikachu without being caught a certain amount of times, you'll get a check on the list. After you finish enough of these goals, you can turn them in at the end of your exploration, and you can get money and cash and EXP towards another rank for your character, which when you rank up, you can unlock more recipes for better Pokeballs, better healing items, and the ability to catch stronger Pokemon, which makes you want to go out and do it all over again. Now, this would be a chore if it weren't for how fast and easy it is to catch Pokemon, and not only catch Pokemon, but gather crafting materials for other things like reviving materials, healing materials, and other things that you can build on the go during your exploration, especially when you get your mount. I mean, check out this clip right here. All you have to do is throw a Pokeball at a rock or tree and the Pokemon will gather that material, and you just get back on your mount and go to the next one. It's really fast and fluid and sometimes janky if you go and jump on the wrong platform, but overall it's a fast experience. And as far as I can tell with my gameplay so far, I haven't got sick of catching Pokemon. In fact, it makes me want to catch even more the more I do it. And I think the reason why this happens is because it's kind of like Pokemon Go. Like when it first came out, people were addicted to that game. I think they do the very same thing. So not only is it fun, but it's really easy and fast. In fact, you can catch multiple Pokemon at the same time. All of these mechanics, the battling, the crafting, the exploration, and everything just comes and fits in together into one fantastic gameplay loop that keeps you wanting more. Again, so far, I haven't finished the game, so maybe later on I'll get sick of it, but for now I'm enjoying it. Now, as you probably know, EXP share is permanently on in this game, something I didn't like in the Pokemon remakes, but here is why I don't have a problem with them in this game. The game is actually not that easy. It's not super hard in any way, but it's not super easy at all either. In fact, some Pokemon who are below your level or above can defeat you pretty easily and take significant health off your Pokemon. Something that you don't really see a lot in Pokemon games. Usually you can defeat Pokemon pretty easy because you have that EXP share on, and pretty much every single Pokemon is more powerful than anything you'll run into, usually. This is a nice change of pace that makes you choose certain moves like Flame Wheel against a grass Pokemon, or even throwing your Weasel at a Shaking Rock, which always has a Geodude. Which Geodude is weak against water, so that's the kind of Pokemon you would want to hit the rock with and gather material. The difficulty is just enough to be rewarding for being strategic, but not hard enough to where they can one-hit KO you. Unless there's some of the more bigger Pokemon, which the name is escaping me right now, but if you can catch them, they can add significant power to your team. I'm currently trying to create a whole team of them right now. Now, I do have some gripes about the mechanics. I get what they were trying to do with the agile and strong mechanics, but sometimes the agile move doesn't work as intended. Either that, or there's something about the combat system that I'm completely missing. Sometimes when you're selecting whether or not to choose agile or strong, the effects of it can vary. For example, when you're trying to use agile against a Pokemon, it doesn't let you use the move twice and doesn't let you use it later in the turn either. So then you'll think, okay, well then I'll use a strong style. Now you would think the other Pokemon wouldn't be able to use their turn twice in a row, but that's not the case. They let them use it twice in a row. And then other times it works completely fine. Now again, there may be something I'm missing in the game, but I think it's just dumb. If you have these two type of styles and they're supposed to have a certain effect on the way you move, then of course it should just work like that all the time and not just sometimes. I don't know, I found that quite annoying when I was trying to be strategic and the game just wouldn't let me. Not only that, but sometimes if the Pokemon is too far from you, some of the parts of the level will block your view of the battle. While being able to move in battle is pretty cool, if you're across a lake and you can't get there, it's kind of annoying. I mean, heck, sometimes the grass is just too tall and you can't even see your own Pokemon. I think making the terrain invisible or semi-translucent would be a good idea, or parts of it anyways, not the whole thing because that would just look weird, but some way so you can see through the level if it is blocking your view. With that being said, we have to talk about the graphics. Now in handheld mode, it wasn't as noticeable. It was still noticeable, definitely, but not as noticeable. Not nearly as much as docked mode. Oh my lord, holy crap, what is going on here? These are some really bad resolutions in this game. It's incredibly low. The game is ugly, simply that. There is no way around it. Sometimes it can look halfway decent, but overall the resolution and textures are so god dang ugly. If it weren't for the fantastic gameplay, this game would be a huge dud. And make no mistake, this game isn't because of the Nintendo Switch hardware. Remember, Breath of the Wild 1 looks really great on the Nintendo Switch, and that was a port of a Wii U game. So that's not the problem here. This is something that was either a choice from Game Freak or something that they didn't know how to do. They don't know how to make their games look great. I know some people do think it's because of the Nintendo Switch's power, but it's not. That's just a fact. I mean, Witcher 3 runs on the Nintendo Switch, and I guarantee you can probably find some spots in Witcher 3 that look better than Pokemon Legends. And that aside, it's not just the graphical fidelity of this game. I mean, I've played a ton of RPGs over the years, even back on the PS3, and I have seen better facial expressions and animations in the characters on those. In fact, one comes to mind, Hyperdimension Neptune. That series is very old, and back on the PS3 they had better stuff. I hope if a sequel is made for this game, and fingers crossed if it is, that they give it a graphical upgrade. Which, speaking of a sequel, I have a lot that I would want in a sequel, which I'll say in a separate video. But aside from all the stuff that's in my head, I do want better graphics in the graphics department. The gameplay is there, but to make this a complete package, I think a better presentation is something that would be most likely needed. Now, I just got the Insect Tablet, and I'm gonna be doing the third area that you unlock. I spent a lot of time in the first area, so I still have a while to go to finish this game, but so far it's pretty fun. If I were to rate this on a first impressions, I'd say 7 Pokeballs out of 10, so far anyways. Maybe knock one off because of the graphics. Overall, I am having fun though, but now that I've told you my first impressions, make sure you guys tell me yours. What do you think about the game? Are you having fun? Do you not like it? What do you think about the graphics? What are your complaints? Etc. Oh, and don't forget to tell me who you started with in this game. I started with Cyndaquil. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.